Hello, everyone, and welcome to SpeedGaming 5. Today we have week 7 of A Link to the Past League, Invitational League. Action, our mode this week is co-op Randomizer. How are you doing, Tracy?
I'm doing great, yeah. Last minute sign up for this, but you know, it's an important game for farm friends, so
Yeah.
we'll see what they can do.
Yeah. Neither of these teams are going to be making the playoffs this year, unfortunately. And we've kind of already had almost all the Invitational League set in playoffs, but Open League, and sorry, in terms of Invitational League, Farm Friends needs a win. Otherwise, they tie with. Apologize, I just had this.
Begone Pod, I think.
Begone Pod, yeah. They'll tie with Begone Pod, but Begone Pod swept them in the head-to-head, so otherwise, Farm Friends gets relegated, or will be up for relegation. Hookshot and Bachrex, that's nice.
Oh, always like the early, especially in this Randomizer settings. Yeah, the hookshot, early thing to stun and or kill enemies. Oh, 20s on the bush crab.
Nice.
So as Windfox does a full hand start, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna getting all the rupees you might need.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we got Obscure in Kakariko. But yeah, this is the Randomizer week. It's co-op, info share. It's boss shuffle. So a lot of chaos is what it is.
Basically, yeah. We have full boss shuffle on the seed. So what that means is that we have 3 duplicate bosses that can show up throughout the seed. Hopefully we won't be seeing a lot of them. But, okay, Hammer in Kakariko well.
Nice early Hammer.
But, yeah, boss shuffle is done, like, before the seed during the start of the seed generation, so it'll have some logical implications in where the Ice Rod, or if the hookshot, if we had already found the hookshot, where that could be. That is a really, really horrible, like, 3-heart room to get into Eastern Palace, by the way. 2 zeros and a snag it. Just...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 1 heart left for Hayfield Bay. That's not ideal.
Yeah. Actually, like, the Village Routers are actually getting really paid off here. That's Flippers, Hookshot, and Hammer were literally mirror in the Dark World Axis from having the Swamp Palace starter kit.
Oh, baby, early Swamp.
Yeah. But,
just need that Moon Pro for any Dark World Axis, so yeah, maybe if that's over here at Eastern, that'd be big for Noble Foxes.
Yeah, we'll
although
see.
Windfox looks like he's heading over there now, perhaps after he does the Saha check.
Yeah. Yeah, the one thing that's going to get scary for Hayfield is we'll have to take a look and see what our if he's going to go for the Eastern Palace Big Key Chest.
I mean, you could go for it, and if it doesn't work out, abandon it. I think that's fine. These dark rooms without... Oh, is that an Ice Rod? Nice.
I believe that's an Ice Rod, yeah.
But yeah, these early these Eastern Palace dark rooms in particular, sometimes they're nice, and sometimes they're really awful. And sometimes when you go into these rooms in the dark, something will kill you, and you don't necessarily know what, and you find out later with the lamp what exactly was killing you, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I see why that killed me.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Moon Pro, just sitting on Rage Scheme. So we have Dark World Axis at 336. There we go. That's always... That's my favorite thing. Actually, it's not my favorite thing. It's one of my least favorite things. Is that super, super, super early Dark World Axis.
Hey, look, Obscure also has a shovel, so he'll run over and check shovel spot, and then probably go and I guess I'll probably save and quit, and then go check Hide Cave and Mini Molder. Oh, good, a bottle.
Yeah, I could definitely see some sort of split where one of each team goes straight to the Dark World. The other player does like South Shore and those checks.
Yeah, or maybe just I think this just works out really well for Obscure work. I think he's just going to do the dam and then go over to Mini Moldorm Cave and then maybe save and quit out of Mini Moldorm Cave to check Hype Cave, because...
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bottle, which safeties are really, really nice in Randomizer, just because the
You
single
never
arrow,
know.
yeah, the single
You
arrow
never know.
is not as nice.
No. But yeah,
But,
like bottles and cape and blue cane and powder, extra swords, silver arrows, all those safeties that the runners generally don't need, or even a lamp. Like
yeah,
just being able to not worry about those dark rooms as much are
yeah.
just so big in Enemizer compared to other modes.
Yeah, I was calling a race yesterday. I guess it looks like Obscure setting for Nagina instead. Oh god, there's a red guard. um,
Yeah, it's
but
not ideal.
yeah, but the lamp was actually on Pendant Eastern Palace Moss. Hey, advanced item
Nice.
logic.
Yeah, thanks, advanced item logic, which I don't think should. I don't think that should be a thing in Miser. Even more so, like the when you go to the back of Escape, go to Dark Cross or something, and they want you to do like a low heart, green mail, and there's rollers and Lionels and spiky balls and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, well, that's actually really that's kind of a weird thing because that's not really advanced item placement's logic's fault because technically
No.
Randomizer is like done after everything else in the seat's been generated, so it has no idea how bad of an idea things could be that it's going to make how bad things are going to be made for the runners. But Scruff's doing exactly the same thing Obscure is, heading down for the dam. Red Crystal, Skullwoods. Oh, good. We have. It looked like Pendant Thieves.
Thieves, Green Pendant Thieves, Pendant Turtle Rock, and Ice Palace. So normally you'd say, "Oh, hey, that ice rod's not needed," but that ice rod's probably gonna come into play at some point.
I mean, it's nice just having the ice rod. Period. Just ice rod and
Boss Shuffle.
Hookshot and Boss Shuffle are just really nice because that just kind of shores up everything except for Cold Stare.
Yep.
And try next, and you'll probably find the Fire Rod.
Oh, flute in Hype Cave. That's nice.
Yeah.
Also a mushroom. I mean, you'll turn that in, and hopefully it's nothing.
Yeah.
And then your teammate has to go get the flute anyway. So actually, that mushroom's not a big deal in terms of turning it in.
No. So it's 100% required to seed because Meyer is not a pendant.
Yep.
But yeah, that's not too bad. Well, looks like Obscure is heading for Pyramid and maybe Catfish. Scruff, on the other hand, is going to go do Stumpy and Dig Game probably. Oh, that's a nice crystal roller.
See, there you go. There's the rollers.
Yeah. I've had a couple seeds. Ooh.
Not a good place to take a death.
Yeah.
If you're, I mean, maybe you abandon those checks. We'll see.
You got the flute. You got to go turn that on first.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm assuming both of our runners are going to immediately head for. Yeah, both of our runners are going to immediately head for the flute and getting that, and then turn that on, and then we'll see. Because like now we have mountain access. We have bottle check as well from our runners. I don't think Windfox or.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's been back with the bottle yet to check that.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate ordering of things because you have to get the shovel up in the north and then dig the bottle up in the south, and you know it's just and no mirror to check it while you're in the dark world. So somebody will get to it. I mean, you get to it when you activate the flute, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean he's right there. We're not. He's not hiding out at some horrible spot like we're playing cross keys.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like, hey,
enough of that last week.
Yeah, hey, sick kid, why are you in Pyramid Fairy? And why'd you just give me another bottle instead of the big key I was looking for? Yeah, so with Scruff, it looks like with Scruff doing Hype Cave, Windfox is going to do some of the overall checks that he passed up.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Flutes are activated.
I think that's a 300 on the sick kid, which gets you to Zora money, which is in logic because we have flippers, that whole area.
That's really nice, though.
We're also going to see the mushroom turn in from Scruff, which I mean, I kind of like saving, save scumming the mushroom, especially in this mode. If Powder's in a bad place, and you still have the mushroom for it, but
I mean, I had a seed. I also called the seed this week where Powder was on Lumberjack, and you best believe it, both runners immediately did not save scum that thing away. I think this is Windfox is actually doing our very first check of Mini Molder and Cave, and it's just a boomerang in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't see anything of use in there, and yeah, Obscure's gonna also do it. I mean, once you already have the hook shot, the boomerang has less value in general in Randomizer, but it is kind of nice to be able to stun things. Yeah, there we go, 20 rupees.
Yes, the other secret fish turn-in that people don't know about. If you throw the fish into water, it'll actually give you items.
Yeah, and I believe in vanilla it's always the 20 rupees, but here they randomize the prize.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure. I don't know the actual prize for sure in vanilla. I want to say it's the 20 rupees.
Yeah, so Farm Friends so Scruff opted to skip Skullwoods and setting straight into Bow. We have a hammer, so getting into Thieves Town to just take a quick look at it won't be too bad. Especially considering that we don't have to go bomb the attic.
Yeah, and I could even see just, I'm a big fan of just information, so even just checking the boss. And if you can kill it, maybe you kill it. If you can't, or if it's just a really slow boss that you could kill, just take the quick death and leave and just mark down, like if it's a Vitreous, knowing, even knowing that information. If it's a Trinex, knowing there's a Trinex out there that maybe you don't need to kill. That's a nice roller.
That's a nice mitts.
Where was that?
The Lake Island.
Oh boy, so no one, so, well, we already knew we were getting Mirror because Swamp Palace is a crystal, so yeah, Mirror takes on an added importance.
Windfox, Obscure has triggered the swimming state, which is not what you want to be in Randomizer. Oh god, he's gonna have to swim against an anti-fairy. Got through it.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, the way that the fake flippering works now with the the instant death was bad enough, but now it's a slow lock, which you might sit there for a while if you want to save and quit. So like resetting is faster, but hopefully you can.
And Windfox just gets. Oh, wait, you know what? We actually already have flippers. What am I saying? I'm an idiot.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't. Okay, it looked like Obscure didn't necessarily have him, but yeah, it looks like he does, so it's all good. Yeah. Also, that the enemies in front of that first chest in Thieves Town. Ooh.
It's always good when you manage to get the screen flicker for the item pickup, and that was Powder, so that's really nice. You can check that.
So interesting that they did send Windfox over to the Zora area. It doesn't look like he didn't have the money for Zora, so that's a check left undone.
Yeah.
Whereas Scruff has a lot of he's got 1,000 rupees.
Yeah, I think that was just a consequence of kind of like Windfox was going to go do South Shore in the light world because Scruff jumped to go do Hype Cave immediately, and we'll see how bad this is. I didn't think there was anything on the ledge, but we'll take a look at the actual Zora item, because it could take a while to get back here without the mirror. On the other hand, we have sleep, so.
Okay, just 20 rupees from Zora, so if Farm Friends never get back there, they'll be fine.
Yeah. Quake Medallion.
To be determined whether that's needed.
Okay, so that's 3 items up in the front.
I mean, Thieves Town is a little weird in Boss Shuffle. You could actually get the so-called God Thieves Town, where you get 3 items in the front, and then the item on the boss. Now look at this spot that Hayfield Bay is in right now.
Yeah, this is wonderful. Just look at all those bombs.
It is terrible.
Alright, let's go take a look at what our boss in Thieves Town is. Ooh.
I said vitreous, didn't I? Yeah, I would just leave. It's a pendant.
This is doable.
It's doable, but it's slow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's green pendant, so it is reasonable to do it, but I'd probably just leave and hope that either come back with better weaponry or just hope that there's nothing here, or some combination of both. Although Scruff is doing a good job of it.
Yeah, I mean the good thing with this being Thieves Town is there's a decent amount of arena area to the sides, and there's no poison there, so you can at least do hammer shots pretty consistently and not have to worry about the lightning. Compared to some of the other boss arenas where the estate is a little more limited here.
Oh, we're in Paradox Cave for Obscure. So far, nothing that I can see.
it.
Oh, a lamp. There we go. There's that lamp.
No, he got a sword. No, he didn't get a sword. Okay. Just a lamp, which is nice. It's our first fire source, and quite frankly, you kind of want a lamp anyway.
In Randomizer, absolutely.
Especially when we have to go do pod. We're going to get something easier than turtles, dark turtles, but...
I mean, no guarantee of that, but usually... Oh, no, he had one eyeball left, and I'm pretty certain we haven't seen any fairies yet.
Yeah, no, he had a full magic jar, and that's about it.
Yeah, and that's not going to do you any good against a Vitreous unless you have a sword and a cape or a blue cane or some such thing.
Now I get to do the thing of, where the heck did Windfox get Samaria?
I don't know. And what dark room is he in right now?
He's going to rescue the old man.
Little does he know, the lamp is right there for the taking.
Yeah. Looks like Scruff's going to go take a look at Skullwoods first. More money. At least Obscure's getting his money back from Zora. I love how the anti-fairies are trapped in the wall. But I'd probably rescue the old man for a hard container at this point of the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you get the save quit spot, which, isn't quite as valuable with the flute. But, still a nice thing to have.
And Berna from the back of the Skullwoods big key chest, which is really nice.
Yeah, another one of those safeties that you kind of ignore in normal modes, but an Randomizer can save your life in a few places.
Yeah, well, especially if you find Lamnala somewhere. You can actually chew through Lamnalas pretty easily early on.
Yeah, that and a blind. A blind fight with blue cane in weird places, also good.
Was that our second? Oh, Moth.
I don't know. All right, Obscure in Kara. Oh god, that's okay. The spiky. I don't know what's stopping that spiky ball from going to where you want to set up for Harapot. Something was.
Yeah. Here's one fox gone through.
Oh gosh.
Paradox. Oh! You see, that's exactly where you want the burner for. When you get that one tile gap of spike.
Obscure did a nice job with it, and we get map and key. So I don't think we don't have a compass for the boss. I think we got one item. We might still not have to go in the basement. That'd be really nice.
When Fox making that boomerang and bomb work? Just a hard container on bumper ledge.
Oh,
I guess
it's a moth. I guess we did have the compass. You mentioned a moth up here.
Yeah.
Which means, does that mean we know there's an item in the basement?
No. Wait, no. I think there has to be.
I saw compass, smoky, and map. So yeah, there's an item in the basement. But we got the good item from Moth with that fire rod.
Yeah. We can kill every boss in the game. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Some of them are just going to be really annoying.
We just can't get to the Skullwoods boss because we don't have a sword.
Right. But yeah, Hayfield is going to go follow up Secret around, and Fire Rod's enough alone to just warrant this.
Yeah, I completely agree with this.
Heck, Hayfield could actually do Spike Cave too.
He's got the blue cane, so that makes sense.
And a green potion.
Windfox doing an older Harapot setup. I don't know if that's just the one he knows or if he was worried about that spiky yellow ball coming and getting him, but we know it wasn't, for whatever reason, something's keeping it from going further.
Yeah. I think it's replacing one of the Kadongo sprites, so it's inside of the cage, so it's probably just actually getting stuck, stuck in the cage.
Alright, let's see what's in the basement. Bombs. Okay. Very skippable.
Yeah.
I get checking it this early. We're really looking for that. We're really looking for that mirror, and there it is.
Good. Come on, Hayfield, just hug speed out, mirror up, and eat mouthfeel up for the magic refill. Oh man, that's really really good. Hopefully, Windfox will have to check that when he goes up to the mountain. Because here comes.
Well, Windfox can't check it. He doesn't have an invincibility item or enough health to do it without. But once he gets this fire rod, there'll be incentive for Scruff to go up there, and possibly check it with the cane, with that cane.
That's also our mitts, by the way.
It is. Yeah, we can do swamp. Everybody wants to go into swamp without a sword, because, you know, there's always a sword there, right?
Yeah. Well, Hayfield is getting his one arrow back. Looks like Scruff's going to go do the Zori area.
Yeah, a little unfortunate. He's just going to get 20 rupees back. Gets a fairy in a bottle, which in this, again, is a nice thing in this mode. It's nicer once you have the mirror, so you don't try and death warp with it. Of course, that's always true. And
yeah.
Look at that little Moldorm just kind of twirling around his eyes. All right, Hayfield getting us some new stuff over in Swamp. Looks like Obscure's going to go clean up Skullwoods.
Yeah.
He can't, though, without a sword, so maybe not.
I think he's just gone for the cane.
That's reasonable, because he knows he needs that mirror, and you don't really want to put it off.
Yeah. Especially when you know mirrors your mitts, and
yep.
Like he can get into ice afterwards. And so here comes Windfox. He's going back upstairs. He's walking this out, and I don't think he realizes he has.
Not sure what his plan is.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he hasn't done Spiral Cave, maybe? That might be it.
That could be it. Farm Friends is Chicken Agina now. Nice specky clip by Hayfield. I love how, like, it took so little time this year for somebody to figure that out and how to perfect that. And that's, like, just something that has literally been staring at... Yeah. It's literally been staring at people's faces forever. It's like... And then as I think Specky found it, and then I think Lin kind of perfected the setup that, like, everyone likes to use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you compare that to the amount of changes we've seen on Harapot from when it became a thing, just about, what, 4 years ago now? 2019, I want to say. Yeah. And how many iterations of the Harapot setup there have been.
The best part is you can figure out exactly how long everyone's been playing the game, roughly.
There you go.
Depending on which setup they opt to use. Windfox is heading for the... Yeah.
Back of Escape, we're nothing interesting there. A extra bottle if you want it, but it doesn't have anything good in it.
Yeah. So I think, Brett. Radical Sniper 99 in chat is saying Bread Pot. Yeah, Bread Pot is pretty good.
Yep,
just because
absolutely.
it's
I
Yeah.
hated Harapot until that one came out. Now it's just, you just do it. There was an in-between version where you only had to set up 1 pixel and then the second pixel was free, but
Yeah.
BreadPod just improved on that even more. It's like there's no pixel setups. You just go to the spots.
I admit I never learned the bomb setups until Bread Pod. I just did the spin speed setup, and I just gave myself starting boots most of the time, so it didn't matter. Because spin speed has its own advantages. Like, you don't have to worry yourself too much about getting like subpixeled and
Yep.
losing the altitude value.
And
But
I think
it's also very frustrating.
I think spin speed setup is still the fastest if you can get it right away. It you know, a few fails and yeah, the bread pot's gonna be faster.
Yeah. So nothing too much so far in Swamp. Scruff's hitting. We'll see what Pod's like. We don't have a bow, so we can't finish this dungeon.
Right, we still need the bow for Pod. Logically, we only need it for the boss, though. No, logically, we need it for the right side and the boss.
Yeah.
But practically, we only need it for the boss, because you still need to shoot an arrow into the Igor statue. That doesn't get randomized out.
No.
Well, there's some blue mail. Another one of those nice safeties that's much better in Randomizer.
Yeah. So where is Fox heading now? I'm actually surprised that like Scruff has opted not to go up the mountain just for the lamp and the fire rod.
I know, right? Because yeah, he's not going to find a fire source in Pod, and trying to do Dark Maze without a sword in Randomizer, or even the Rupee Room without a sword in Randomizer and without a fire source seems dicey.
Yeah. So, I have to assume that this is the cane, and maybe Fox goes and finds the mirror, because they don't have a lot of checks on Pod or the mirror.
Right.
At this point.
See, I just would have gone the other way. Let Scruff get his fire sources and send Windfox, who has the fire sources, into Pod.
Yeah.
That just makes more sense to me.
Armos Knights for our boss in Swamp.
Oh, and everything in the back is bow locked. We have 2 small keys on the right side.
Good. Is Windfox going to take an stab at beating Video Chick in the back of the thieves?
Yeah, perhaps.
I hope this is just Vitreous, and I hope that... I mean, there's a lot of items in here,
Well,
to be fair. There's powder, there's a heart
Yep.
container, and there's a third thing in here that I can't remember, but we found 3 items in the front.
We did, which means that if Vitreous has the 4th item, we never have to touch the back. Which is a thing that just doesn't happen in non-boss shuffle. I mean, that layout could happen, but since you have to blow up the floor and pick up the maiden, it's irrelevant. God, this room is awful.
Well, that's why we have the fire rod.
Yeah, fire rod will help. You know what would also help is sword to use a medallion.
Yeah, well, it turns out that we got a full magic after using the fire rod, so we'll kill a couple sprites and everything is nice.
Hayfield has no magic to use the Cane of Verna on these Armos Knights without the bow.
Yeah,
Cane of Verna of Armos Knights kind of fun, but Hammer Armos Knights not so much.
No. Yeah, and he doesn't have the boomerang either. Also witnessed this week, boomerang Armos Knights for your Moon Pearl.
Oh boy.
I mean, there was a bow out there. There was a bow. It was just up on the mountain. The other runner found it later.
Of course.
But during the comms where it was like, hey, I could go do Armos Knights. It's vanilla. What do you got, Samaria? Boomerang.
The one time I've done an Armos fight with a boomerang, it was Samaria and boomerang combination, which is you're very happy to have the Samaria because there's a lot of shots on the boomerang, and here we go. Windfox is gonna go for this Vitreous fight.
Yeah.
He's got 10 bombs. He could use some of those bombs to start this off.
Yeah. And he's got the fairy still, I think.
Okay. No,
he does not have the fairy.
Maybe that was Scruff that got the fairy. Somebody got a fairy.
Yeah.
We're going back in.
Yeah,
this just doesn't feel right. Like, I mean, yeah, it's
we found a sword in Pod somewhere.
Oh, that's nice. Well, now if the enemies are good, the dark maze won't be so bad.
Yeah, I don't know if we found the big key or not. But yeah, this is really and that's Hayfield getting his mitts, so we'll kind of have to see what's going on. Heading for the Mire region, so probably desert. Maybe take a look in Mire.
Another death to Vitreous for Windfox and Farm Friends.
Yeah. And we're
Half
going
magic
back
for Scruff in Dark Maze. That's a nice item.
Yeah.
I think the big key must have been in the first chest here because he's going back. And takes a death because it looks like I saw a bomb, so it looks like there's a Hinox in there.
There's the fairy.
Yeah, there's the fairy. You knew one of them had it.
Yeah, this is like gonna go see. At least take a look and see what the items are. Fortunately, like right now,
you only had the one fairy and very quickly lost that health because green mail and Hinox is not an ideal combination.
Yeah, they're
going right back in.
Yeah. And unfortunately,
your
right
lamp,
now,
you know where your lamp is. Go get your fire sources and do the check that your buddy didn't do. Right now, yeah, definite advantage to the Noble Foxes. Now, we don't know where Obscure is right now. His stream is down for the moment. But
yeah, this
hopefully
is...
hopefully it's not an internet issue and he and Hayfield Bay are still in communication with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, like right now, there's
Samari.
There's our Samari. It's sitting in desert.
Yeah, that means, okay, so Windfox didn't actually have that because he has no entry there.
Yeah, I think it was just a misclick.
Yeah, it happens. Our trackers are wonderful, but even they make mistakes. Kiff and Yoinker's wife doing a great job for us behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Trackers always the MVPs, and look, it's a bow!
Bow.
Oh,
okay, boy. So we're a sword and... Yeah, so basically
apparently
we're just...
apparently Scruff got a bow as well. So the logical bow is the one that Hayfield Bay got, because...
yeah, this one's bow-locked.
Yeah, this is a completely bow-locked pod.
And this is Windfox going for their cane. And maybe they can't... And they could check... No, we saw 2 items, so...
Yeah, just get the cane, go get your... do Spike Cave.
Yeah.
I assume that's the plan.
Yeah. Like, right now... I'm not sure. Like, if Windfox was able to stick it out in the back of pod and found, like, Bombos, I think that's something that could really help them.
Mm-hmm.
But, realistically, like, right now, we're maybe Bombos from God and a sword.
Yeah, there's the blue cane on blind, which is going to do, with that half magic, and be really nice.
Oh, yeah. No, this
will be an easy fight for Scruff.
Yeah, just wait for him to drop down to below. And then you can dodge the fireballs in the first one, pretty simple, and then it just... this is going to get a little dicey, but he should be okay.
Yeah, but the way that Farm Friends divvied things up, I don't like the way they... Yeah, there's that Bombos you're talking about.
Oh,
the division of labor on that side, it just, I don't understand sending the player without the fire into pod when you have someone that has both lamp and fire rod. And then, not going and sending the guy that doesn't have the fire, just go get your fire. And then he could have done this check that Windfox is going to do right now.
Yeah.
And they'd have the mirror knowledge a lot sooner.
Yeah. It's not like there is something to like be putting off Tower Hera in co-op until the very end, but you can't really do that with the fire rod.
No, not with it being the fire rod, especially in boss shuffle where you just randomly run into a boss that you need a fire rod for.
Yeah.
That's mirror for Windfox, and it looks like he's headed towards Swamp, and Scruff is going to go get his fire sources and
his mirror and have it easier.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get the mirror first. I hope he's not planning on skipping that lamp, because like it's just not worth it in Randomizer. That lamp is so much more powerful in Randomizer than it is in other modes.
Yeah, well, we could see because he has Burna and Half Magic. He can run this out and then
Yep.
just skip up the hero and then go over the mountain the other way, and maybe like just
Just
get
save and
his
quit. That'll
get
work
his
too.
mirror first and then go get
He
mitts
could,
and then pick for
yeah.
Cliff Mountain.
Oh yeah, yeah. He could do all of the Death Mountain stuff at the same time if he gets the bits first. That's a reasonable play.
Like you can hold off doing East Death Mountain until you have mitts, but
And there's the run out of Spike Cave. This should be enough.
yeah, I'm okay. Obscure's in the pod now.
If Hookshot Cave has anything for us, a shield. Arrows, that's not useful. And a really awful place Mimic, but fortunately he's going the other direction. Not a whole lot in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, so let's take a look. Fortunately not. Okay. So Bombos is our Myra medallion today.
Okay, so that's important that we have that. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna get it, so it's not really that big a deal.
Yeah. It does mean that basically that Noble Foxes will be in Go mode pretty much once they hit the well, they'll be in Go sword mode.
Yeah,
And they
we
should
still
have
have
silvers.
we still have one sword.
Yeah.
I'm guessing if Windfox is gonna do left side, he's gonna do it just by flooding the key and using the extra key that's saved by the Specky clip.
Yeah.
And our bottom runners are about to get their fire rods at about the same time.
Yep. Ooh.
Oh, well, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Moth a little less free when you have to do it with only. I mean, you have a fighter sword, and Moth does take damage, but it's 4 shots with the hammer, as opposed to like 16 with the fighter sword or 8 spins.
Yeah. But essentially, Hayfield, Obscure's heading for Helmosaur spot.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be hitting Go mode pretty quickly.
Yep. And co-op with even with the Randomizer, the co-op can make it very quick go modes.
Oh yeah.
It's not a nice go mode. We only have, I mean, sword mode. We're only having that fighter sword. We're gonna have to pick up another sword somewhere.
That's why GT exists.
Yeah, there you go.
No sword in 300. Hayfield's gone for the money, and Spiral Cave maybe Obscure doesn't remember if he got it or not. Saves some points out of it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Spiral Cave is awful without a sword, with boots.
Yeah. There really isn't any other good once Hayfield, once Obscure pulls Bombos here, I kind of expect that they're just gonna. Oh my! I actually appreciate Scruff for getting through this dark mode.
Wow. Yeah,
4 high mixes and
that is really impressive. Oh my, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, you have my wow.
attention.
I don't even have words for it. That's just so impressive.
Yeah.
It's like I said, you know, so you die in a dark room and you don't know what you died to, and then you go back there and you see what's there, and you're like, oh yeah, I can see why I died.
Oh.
He somehow didn't die. Nice bombs hitting the switch there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Windfox not even gonna bother with Diver down here. I don't recall what was in the room for Hayfield Bay, but sometimes the game, you know, with Randomizer, sometimes the game says no to things like Diver down.
Yeah, I always like it when you get the little anti-fairy down there. and just starts bopping around at the bottom.
Yep.
Or you have to time it through a fire bar. They're doable. It's just annoying. Yeah. Here goes Scruff. He's gonna go get his mitts, and then probably we'll go take a look at Myron. I mean, between the two of them, they all have all 3 medallions.
Yep.
So realistically, like they also know they're like basically in go mode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Scruff does not have the ice rod that's in Eastern. So
Yeah, unfortunately, he's already done pod, so rushing him to pod to clean up Eastern at the same time doesn't make a lot of sense. But I mean, he might just, I would rush Eastern anyway because you don't want to get to the end of a dungeon where you don't know the boss and be like, oh, oops, there's an ice rod sitting in a place. Like, there's no good time to do Eastern when you've already done pod. Like, you can't combine it. Just go do it. And hope, I suppose Eastern could be a try next. That would be. I mean, I'll get the ice rod on the way, so that would be fine.
Yeah. Hayfield probably should be going to the back to pick up silvers because we don't know where our other swords are going to be, and you want at least silvers.
Oh yeah, I mean the time save is significant if you don't have a second sword or a third sword, I should say.
Yeah, and here comes Scruff. Windfox does not have a bow yet, unfortunately.
Windfox, you just group them up. There you go.
Play the half magic.
Well, he doesn't have the half magic yet.
Oh no.
That's also in pod.
Yeah,
also, something I would go get another item that's just good enough that you go get. And I think the big key's over here anyway, so you're kind of on your way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you watch the top runners, who you see this a lot in cross keys. There is a way if you time it at the very beginning of the Armos, when they're jumping around in that circle, and you time it just right. You can get them all 6 grouped up together, and with 1 bar of magic, kill them just fine.
Yeah, that tends to be my favorite way to do it. Ah, here's our first Cold Stern Eastern Palace.
I don't need the ice rod, but do need the fire rod and/or bombos.
Don't worry, we'll need the ice rod when Krennic shows up in the bottom of the GT.
Windfox. Okay, he survives. Okay, that's 3 crystals for Windfox. Looks like now 4. Wait, no, that was Eastern. So 3 also for Obscure.
Yeah.
We're tied up on crystals done. So that's
Yeah. Both our runners kind of know exactly. Like they're both kind of sitting in sword mode at this point, though.
Yep.
Farm Friends doesn't quite know where their silvers are at, but I'm sure somebody's going to take a quick look at Checkerboard Cave just to be sure. Hey,
I would hope so.
We need a sword. Go check something right along the way.
Yep.
And then even if you do find the sword, it's like, hey, go look at the quick location. Oh, they hadn't found Samaria still, but yeah.
Yeah, now they got it.
Like, it's a quick enough check where it's going to save you time no matter what.
There's too many nice things on the table at this point to not check it.
Yeah. So this will be pod for Windfox. Gonna go get his first bow.
Get all the nice items in pod, including the bombos. So we'll be able to do it in the light.
Yeah. Tells Scruff exactly what he was dealing with, even though I think Scruff probably has an idea.
He probably knew there were high noxes because the bombs because the bombs show up. But
yeah.
How many of them? I think there were like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah,
it was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, we had to replace at least 2/3 of them.
Actually, yeah, Hayfield Bay's in there right now, and there's 4 high noxes, a Ropa, and a mini Moldorm. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. So Windfox is heading for pod, and Elmira do Eastern after the fact, I imagine. Obscure's doing Swamp. There really isn't anything in Swamp that we care about, so he's just gonna go straight for the back.
Here's our first Helma over in Desert. shame that Scruff didn't check the checkerboard before doing this, because then he could have just one-shotted him at the end, but...
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Hayfield Bay, for switching to Berna there. I was starting to get worried. There was a male upgrade in Swamp. Did Windfox miss that, I wonder? I can't tell with his sprite.
I'm not sure. I don't think it's the same colors.
It was in the compass room.
Ooh, compass room's always... On his personal tracker, he's got it marked.
Okay, so he probably has it then.
Yeah, let me go see what his original sprite colors are out of curiosity. I can't.
Yeah, on some of the sprites, it's just not obvious.
Yeah. Scruff's taking a look into Meyer now. Hope this isn't Vitreous or Armos Knights, because...
Those silvers would be so good.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully I mean, we talked about doing that quick check, but, you know, they may feel behind from some of the choices they made.
I have to imagine they're going to do it before one of them gets into GT.
You have to mirror to flute away anyway, so why not just do it as you're mirrored? You know, mirror to checkerboard, and then you can flute away from there. But we'll see.
You're doing it while you're in the. I don't think you're leaving this region without checking it, but I think that it's just like from a sequencing perspective, he's just trying to grab everything that's on the way.
All right, I hope I'm wrong about that big key being in the dark maze, because if it's in that other chest, then Windfox just skipped it. So we'll just assume that they know better where the thing is than we do, which is not, which is, you know, very likely, since they only have to look at their own screen and listen to their teammate. We have 4 screens to look at.
Yeah. All right.
Ah, first chest. Okay. Oh, it's in the very first chest. Okay. Thank you, Yoinker's wife.
All right.
So we're good.
Scruff doesn't have it because he hasn't gone to Eastern yet. And I think he's going to do everything he can before going to Eastern. Because realistically, like right now, he's swamping. He's at 3 crystals. This will be his 4th. And then we have to go take a look at who's sitting in Skull Woods. It's not going to be Trinex, sadly, but
we've seen a Helmosaur, but that doesn't take Helmicopter off the table.
No, we're not going to see 3 of ours at least, because nobody's going to set foot into a Pendant Dungeon to tell us what it is.
Yeah, the only Pendant Dungeon we've seen is in Thieves Town. We know that's a Vitreous. And honestly, like, the time that Farm Friends, like, this race is by no means over. I still give the edge to Noble Foxes, but yeah. The time that Farm Friends took trying to take care of that Vitreous, I think that's the difference here. Like, that's...
Yeah. This hasn't been like a particularly nasty seed of item placements. Like, the worst thing is a mirror and Spike Cave, but it's a mirror and Spike Cave and co-op. I think a little bit it was not having Scruff go get all the fire.
Yep, exactly. That's part of it too, because Scruff did have a harder time in pod, although it's still took care of that
still took care of that
room without a light source, so that was very impressive.
But I think it just kind of like just hurt the labor, the division of it. It's like Mira was going to show up pretty early because Mira was locking mitts.
Right.
So it just kind of hurt them not being able to get into the rest of the seed, essentially.
All right, we're about to find out what our boss is up here in Meyer.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, well,
Well, how many arrows has he got? He's got 26.
So we could do like a bomb and bow strat.
Yeah.
Now I'm very, very sad that he did not get the checkerboard silvers.
Yeah, he'll probably be really sad too, and he's going to. I have to imagine immediately tell WinFox where it is, just so WinFox doesn't have to repeat this. He's almost out of arrows before it's going to get to be interesting.
Yeah, ideally you want to save those 8 arrows for the last part of the fight, especially given that we're on Fighter Sword. But doing these little eyeballs with Fighter Sword, also not ideal. You have half magic. I would just start running through. Use like
we can run it through. We have cane.
Yeah, the cane will damage him. Obviously, the sword won't. That's the issue.
We need cape, so that way we would be able to charge up spins.
That would that would be much better.
These are the things you learn when playing cross these.
I know, right?
How to do every version of a low percent Vitreous fight.
Yep. The Vitreous fight to me is the most interesting in the game, just because the variety of possibilities for killing this boss. Oh, yeah. You know, it's like ranges anywhere from like what we're seeing right here from Scruff to, hey, I've got silvers and I can just rip everything to shreds very quickly, or gold sword and I can rip everything to shreds very quickly.
Yep. There's it's a very nice Vitreous skill for Scruff. Taking some and I completely missed who the boss was and what's at this time?
Yeah, I did too, but it's not a Helmasaur because we would have gotten a whole lot of chat going Helmacopter.
Yoinker's wife.
Thank you, Yoinker's wife. Again, our trackers are the MVPs because they keep track of those things better than we do.
It was Moldorm, and here comes the disappointment for Scruff.
I know, right? Yep, silvers. You'll have it for the rest of the game. We won't be seeing another Vitreous. We've already seen 2.
Yeah, we could see another Armos Knights. We might see another Helma. Argus, they're so useful.
I mean, Helma at the top of GT with silvers for that last shot is much better. So, you know, it's still got. I mean, there's still plenty of uses for it.
Yeah. Oh my god! I'm just looking at that last room of Eastern Palace before the boss. It's almost vanilla, except for one get down. Sometimes.
In the meantime, where is our
I know it's Scruff's
doing.
Okay,
no, he's buying arrows and/or bombs. Okay, this makes sense. I was worried he was going to go into ice. I mean, we're still looking for a sword, and
yeah, I don't. We're not in that much of desperation.
We're not to the point where we start looking in pendant dungeons for a sword. Right now, you bet on GT, and if that's not the answer, and then you get scared and you start looking in weird places.
Yeah. Here comes Meyer for Hayfield. Look, one solar arrow takes care of Helma pretty easily for Obscure. Like, so that's 600 down for Obscure. He'll be the first one in the GT because all he has to do is go kill Mothra.
Yep. And Hayfield's not gonna be.
Mothra's blood.
Yeah. Hayfield's not gonna be that far behind because he's got, he's doing Mire right now, and then it's gonna mirror right into Desert.
Yeah.
A little bit of catching up to do on Farm Friend's side. Let's see. WinFox needs to do Desert, Skullwoods, and Mire, so he can do those 2 first. We'll have a faster Mire than Scruff did, and Scruff needs to do Skullwoods, Eastern, and Swamp. I'm doing Swamp right now.
Yeah. And everyone's on silvers today.
Wouldn't be surprised if our various runners go and fill up their bottles as much as they can. We don't have a cape to help us out on the Silveros fight, on the sword spins. The cane only does a little bit. because you can't charge spins with it, but you can use it to avoid the fire bats if you like.
Yes.
You see a lot of the top runners will typically use the hook shot iframe to do that though.
Yeah, Scruff has actually. I'm pretty sure he's almost gotten to the point where he can get a free potion the next time he buys one. I've been watching how many times he's gone to that potion shop.
Yeah, I mean
Just
with the
loading it up
flutes,
with
not
blue
so
goo.
bad. There's that blue mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you maybe skip that blue mail and not Randomizer, but Randomizer you want that kind of
yeah.
safety.
Yeah, you don't know where you're gonna like. Randomizer is always a fascinating mode because, like, I know a lot of runners don't. You know, it's not a mode that a lot of people like to run, but it's a mode that like everybody likes to play a little bit in moderation, just because I think ultimately, like, it helps you look at rooms that you normally just like run through,
Right.
and just reassess how you're going to approach these rooms differently because you're not used to the enemy pattern anymore. It's really nice, just like as an equalizing factor in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Where was the big key? Was it big key and map chest and small key and big key chest, and then
It was small key and big key in big
Yeah.
chests, but I don't know whether the map whether it was
the
on
map?
the torch.
Map was on the torch.
Okay, so then it was definitely in the.
Yeah, and okay, that this explains why we never watched Hayfield kill Moldorm, because it's Moldorm.
Moldorm is weird in Skullwood, so.
He just wants you to end his misery.
Pretty much.
He can't move. He just sits there, getting pushed around. It's one of the saddest things. That's all 7 crystals for Hayfield. He's going to head for GT. And probably full cleared, looking for a sword.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. So you getting that nice head start into GT when you have the extra thing to look for, I think is kind of nice.
Yeah.
We'll see if that. Of course, let's see. Hayfield just needs to finish Desert, so he's not gonna get as big a lead. But like, well, you could do like a Dark Magician route, and then then if there isn't an answer over on that right side, Hayfield just doesn't have to go that way.
Yeah, I do kind of like DM strats in boss shuffle.
Yeah, I do too.
To be honest, just because I actually kind of want to put the boss at the very end of the route, no matter what, just because I don't want to deal with Ice Trinex.
Exactly. There was a race where Ice Trinex played a huge role in the outcome.
Was that I think that was Team Hime versus.
Yeah, that's the one. I forget who their opponent was.
The race where there was literally a 24-minute time difference between the winners.
Yep, that's
Team
the one.
Team Hime lost by like 20, lost by like a minute just on average. Because everybody else but Faker Jr. just could not kill Ice Trinex.
Yeah, shout out to Faker Jr. If I'm not mistaken, he did it first try.
Yeah.
And that's a tough fight. I think they were all on Tempered Sword, which is better than what we're gonna have here if it shows up. But that's where Gold Sword really shines. Like if you can have a Gold Sword for an Ice Trinex,
Body Bash.
You want it.
That's it, yeah. I remember that seed also particularly well because I think Eastern Palace had both half magic and green mail, and FaZe kept skipping it. And then eventually got
it went back.
Magic,
yeah, it went back afterwards. Yeah, I remember.
But never got the mail upgrade. Yeah.
Alright, no sword so far. No big key either. Oh, we're just gonna go straight up right side first. I mean, as long as there's a small key in the hope room, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, Obscure. I don't know if Obscure picked up powder or not. I'm sure.
I thought it was on path enough to pick up, but I'm not sure either.
I mean, it was in Pendant Thieves Town, so I could see him skipping it, but
it was the first chest in Pendant Thieves Town.
Let me take a quick gander.
All right, one of our trackers keeps saying he did not, so.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a cape. That's a nice item.
That'll be good for Ganon.
Like, do you go after that cape if you're Hayfield Bay? I can see the argument for it.
Not with Berna. It's nice for Ganon. It's not nice enough to go out of your way for.
That's fair.
It'd be nicer maybe if you didn't have Berna maybe for upstairs, you might want to. But with Berna, like you can kind of get around like all the enemies that are going to be standing on our bridge pretty easily at this point. Quote unquote easy.
Yeah. Oh, there's the big key, but we're probably going to keep looking here.
Yeah.
Because we still need a sword.
Yeah.
Sword mode in co-op just feels weird, right? Because you figure with 2 people checking things, you're going to find... Somebody's going to find a sword.
Yeah.
But we have 4 runners, and we found 1 sword.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we also haven't touched ice. We haven't touched Turtle Rock. We haven't touched...
Right.
And we've left 2 things kind of with Thieves Town.
Yeah, and most of our, like, by the time we got mitts, we had just about everything we needed. So
Yeah, and we never really checked anything mirror mitts locked, so that...
There is a lot left. So yeah, unlike a lot of times when you go into GT in sword mode, it's highly favored to have that sword because you've done so many other things. That's not really the case in this seed. I mean, it's still relatively highly favored, but not nearly as much.
Looks like Hayfield's going to climb.
Yeah, I mean, sure. If there's a sword on the climb, then Obscure can mirror out immediately. The thing I don't like is if there's a sword in the basement, what do you... Yeah, like right there. Okay, yeah. Hayfield should, I think, mirror out and go get it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna...
Right,
No, he's gonna keep going, okay. Because, like, you're not gonna...
Okay, you got the news.
Oh, there it is, okay. Because it's not like you can, beat Aga 2 and then go to the basement, right? Because it's gonna...
Yeah.
You're gonna get ferried over to the top of the pyramid.
Yeah, and stopping in random room, completely understandable.
4 checks,
yeah, with Fire Snake Room being the Master Sword, that's 4 enough fast checks where even that would be fast. Yep. Yeah, that would be fast enough for tempered. You're not going to go for the boss. Windfox having a much easier time with Vitreous this time around because of Silvers.
Silvers make a huge difference. I mean, he didn't even have the sword, I think. He was still on the hammer for the Vitreous in Thieves Town.
Yeah.
If you could have got... The one thing that could have been there that would have been good for them, I suppose, is that sword. But maybe that... Yeah, because then once you get Silvers, you just go get it, and then you don't have to fish out this sword here that Hayfield Bay is about to get.
Yeah.
If he can get through these enemies... Okay, we're good.
And time for the climb. Generally, the Gauntlet's a little bit easier than Randomizer just because we get rid of the BMO statues. We get 2 more enemies in the room, but they're not BMO statues, so you can actually kind of just pick everything off at your leisure. But and there go. I swear to God, I keep wanting to actually watch a Moldorm fight, but I can't watch a Moldorm fight at Skullwoods with Hammer because he just dies.
Yep, it's just way too quick.
We
get 1 more shot at it with Windfox heading over there right now.
Yeah. A couple Snaggets. A few of the shadows in the first round.
And shout out to the Fire Rod on the red berries that insta-kills them even with the 2.
Yeah, I've been playing a little bit with the enemy drop shuffle on recently. Do you know that that's the only way you can actually kill red berries to get their items is to use fire or fire rod or bombos on them?
I did not, but that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It's kind of an artifact of Z1 where you have your Zols and your Vires is split in 2 and don't drop anything.
Even Zols or Vires, like...
You have to kill them in 1 shot. Yeah, you can one-shot them
once you get magics.
Yeah, and one-shot the Zols with the white sword, so... That doesn't ever happen, like, even with the gold sword, you can't one-shot the red berries.
Alright, well, we got Vanilla Lamb Lollas again.
That's kind of boring.
Yeah, well, that's our second cube.
And I think we're gonna get a dupe up top because I think we've seen all the bosses that can be up there. So a Moldorm, a Moth, or a Helma. I think those are our options.
Pretty sure, yeah. So we're not gonna. You probably have a vanilla Trinex. And
And who else did we not see?
we never saw an Argus. So
Yep. Okay, so Trinex and Argus in Turtle Rock and Ice Palace.
we had a missed one other one, and I can't think of who. Saw both land. We saw Landlos. We saw Armos. We saw Dorn. 2 Helmas. All blinds. So. Huh. Oh, well, you know what I'm thinking? I'm like, we haven't seen three dungeons. I just realized no,
Right.
we saw Vitreous and
Right,
Pendant Skull
right.
at the end.
And we get a Cold Stare up top, which, you know, is one of the more annoying bosses to find up here. And because you got to keep that magic up. I don't know what we have in our bottles for either of our runners on the left side.
Yeah.
And I see at least one empty bottle on Hayfield Bay. And of course, the classic yellow spiky ball on the torches.
I love this room, and Randomizer. Somehow I can find ways to be even worse. Yeah, just take the fall.
You know, there's no wall master here at least.
Yeah. Fortunately, we can't shuffle away Aga, but here he is up at top of the tower. Should be a pretty. That's a good 2 seconds. Let's get it.
And we did not get a sword at the top.
And Scruff is doing exactly what Obscure was doing. Standing for gonna go find the other sword. Probably quickly check it. Okay, not even gonna go check the other. Just get out.
Yeah, I mean, it's reasonable to check it for the 4 items, but it's also reasonable to skip it considering how many locations we have completely unchecked.
Yeah. Hayfield got some excellent positioning.
Yeah, very nicely done.
I think.
Oh, are we checking the pyramid ledge?
That's
Yeah,
red,
Obscure needs-
but not orange.
Yeah, Obscure has no magic. He must have he must still have that bottle of green from the beginning.
Yeah. Can you hover Coldster with the falling ice? Yes, but the thing is that with Coldster, you also technically have to break his shell in phase 1 for the door to even open. I don't know why. So you have to at least get him to the buff stage at some point.
All right, we're going to shortly have both our noble foxes in the Ganon fight. Wind Fox starting the climb. Gruff looking for those enemies in the gauntlet.
You know, at least that's a really nice phase 2 spot for Ganon with Master Sword.
Yes.
That's about the best possible spot you can get a Ganon in. Don't even have to like do Samaria strats to get doubles.
This is not so good a spot for Obscure right now.
No. Well, he's into phase 3.
Yeah, he just got to phase 3, so we're good. I mean, phase 3 isn't exactly free either, but like comparatively speaking. And Hayfield Bay doing a nice job with the Samaria.
Yeah. For those who don't see Samaria strats all that often, basically, we're using the Samaria block to kind of pin ourselves between it and Ganon so we don't move too far, and we don't recoil off and we get the doubles.
You can see how big the recoil is just from that last shot from Obscure over on the top.
Yeah.
Let's yeah, the fun part. So we got our silver, so not so bad. Just the classic, you know. Make sure you don't spin like you're trying to do silverless damage, because that is a thing that happens. Like right there.
There we go.
Alright, Obscure Life Form, going to cross that bridge with an official race time of 1:10:28. Obey in phase 4. Also nice to get Torch Glitch in this fight.
Yeah. I mean, we have magic in silver, so it's not really that important, but being able to not have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's more just being able to fire that one shot and be able to get straight to the spin afterwards than anything else.
Yeah.
And there's Ganon down for Hayfield Bay.
This will be average finish time between two co-op partners. However, our first two runners are on the same team. So.
Yeah. And Hayfield Bay finishes with an official race time of 1:11:15.
Yep. GG's. Sure, we'll try to get him in here for a chat in a second.
Yeah, and Farm Friends does forfeit shortly after. Facing a Master Sword Ganon fight. Yeah, I don't blame him for not wanting to finish this out.
Yeah. Really not that far behind, just a few rooms up at GT and an Aga 2 fight. But
yeah, in the end, the commitment to the Vitreous and Thieves Town, plus the sending the guy without fire into pod, ended up being really close though. Otherwise, we do have Obscure Lifeform and Hayfield Bay joining us.
Along with Scruff and
there's
Windfox.
Scruff and Windfox as well. Everybody joining us. GG's, everyone.
GG's.
Hey, GG's, Farm Friends.
So, my first question is to Farm Friends. It was, well, first of all, we just mentioned the Vitreous fight in Thieves Town that you were really pushing.
So close.
Yeah, on both of you. Yeah, I mean that's a tough fight.
That never happened.
That never happened. But my real question is, so let's see, Windfox, you were the one that got all the fire sources on the mountain, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And then Scruff, you're the one that went to pod. We thought that was a bit off. Although Scruff, how you got through that high next room without being able to see that there were 4 of them?
Well, I'm glad that they decided to be like, hey, we're just gonna all turn into little tiny jellies, so you can just kill us with one sword slash.
Use the Quake. Okay, that helps. But still.
Yeah, I know Quake was the
God.
only thing I had, but I was like, all right, I pray to God that I don't have any flying enemies in this room, and I just use the Quake.
Yeah, good call on your part, because I mean, like the fire sources were just sitting there, so you knew that you weren't gonna get them. So we were surprised, you go get your fire, and Windfox, who has the fire, can go do pod, and yeah, that wasn't the call.
Yeah, we were just trying to find out what our logic was, because it's like, all right, we got to find something here. It's either going to be a sword leading us to Pyramid Fairy, or it's going to be the mirror leading us to those mitts.
Yeah.
And when I found that sword in the bow-locked pod, I was like, okay, so our logic is either going to be on Green Pen and Turn In, that last item in Thieves Town, or it's going to be, in Spy Cave.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Mirror and Spy Cave will always be the bane of my existence. Always.
I think Tabby was saying something about that in chat.
Mm-hmm. A long time ago, in the wonderful year of 2019, when I first started running, I had a fun little test run with Tabby Cat to kind of get her into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't learn how to do OBS streaming yet, so I would always just go ahead and just have our feed loaded up on Discord.
Mhm.
And I covered up my feed in real life with just a little tiny paper towel, so I didn't screen the snipe. And it happened to fall just as she was getting into Spike Cave, and I was like, oh, whoops. So I pushed it up, noticed that she had blue mail when I didn't, so I thought, oh, blue mail's in Spike Cave, so I can ignore that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was the mirror.
Oh no.
So that has become the bane of my existence.
Oh gosh, yeah, and of course it shows up today. That's rough. But yeah,
That's
yeah, I mean the swords were bad. Like Obscure Hayfield, I'm not sure there was. I mean, you just it felt like you just divvied up your stuff really nicely and just got through the seed. I think. Was it Obscure that went and got the fire sources? Then Hayfield goes up there and gets the mirror. Like it just worked out really well for you.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I think it got to a point was like Hayfield, like we'd done quite a bit. So Hayfield was like, I'm not really sure what to do. I was like, yeah, just come up the mountain and get your fire sources, a lamp and stuff. So he came up, wanted to go to Hera, got up to Spec Rock, was like, wait, I don't actually have the mirror. So as Bob Ross would say, he had a happy little accident. And it was like, while I'm up here, might as well go into Spike Cave. I mean, it was our plan.
We thought it was on purpose, like go do that, and then
I mean, it was anyway because he was going to get his fire rod and go into Spike because he had the blue cane. So it was like, well, I'm not going to do that anytime soon. So he was going to get his fire rod first and then do Spike Cave. But as it turned out, he got the mirror first. So it actually worked out really, really well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, it was a little bit. It was a little bit low percent for me, so I struggled a little bit, but otherwise, the seed felt fine for us.
I mean, Master Sword. I mean, at least he found the silvers. Sadly, Scruff ended up doing Mire before Checkerboard Cave. So
at least he had a bow for that Vitreous fight.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very nice Vitreous fight by the time you got there, but it was much slower because he got into Obscure. You were a little behind him in that for that section of Mire, and then you finished the Vitreous fight just shortly thereafter because you had silvers and he didn't.
Oh it's a little unfortunate there.
Yeah, I mean it happens. Like I get not checking it ahead of time, but man, oh man, there was so many things that could help you there.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so what was the reaction when you got the silvers afterwards?
Something I can't say on this friendly server.
Fair enough. Yeah, sure. I mean, I can imagine that. And of course, Windfox, you got to benefit from that.
Yup.
I mean, you're the ultimate winner here, I think. Just having silvers for Helma and Vitreous.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, no. I'm actually shocked. I never actually did see Trinex this seat, despite the fact that the Ice Rod was just kind of chilled there in Ice Palace.
Well, that's why, because it was we got the early Ice Rod, right? Yeah, that's the way it works, isn't it?
Guaranteed, it was in Ice, the basement of GT. Guaranteed.
Oh, it could have been.
Yeah. To cap it all off, you get that wonderful Ice Trinex.
I mean, it's not as important or significant when you don't actually have to do the fight. I'm really glad you did not have to do that fight because, we watched the race last week where the runners all had Tempered Sword, and you all didn't. So. Master Sword Ice Trinex has got to be the worst. Unless you manage to get there with a fighter sword, which I guess technically in this seed, if he had been there, you could go right side and get there that way. But I think you're just mirroring out at that point.
Yeah, at that point you just kind of give up and be like, nope.
All right, I'm just noticing on Hayfield base credit it says magic use 9999. I wonder if that just means you maxed out.
Yeah, we got at least a good half magic, so we could spam a lot.
Yep. Half magic is so nice in these.
But there was an interesting scenario with a big key in GT. So both me and Obscure almost got it in the same time. He had checked compass room.
Right.
So yeah, what now? Should we just both walk down there? It could be an ice Chinix over there. So now, Obscure, you can do it. I'll mirror back if it's in random room, or else I'll have to reclimb or do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got to
there
the
was
first room.
Yeah, there was a bit of a delay on our end between Obscure getting the Master Sword and you mirroring out, because, I mean, it kind of made sense. There could have been one on the climb, and there were so many places another sword could have been, because we didn't see any of Ice Palace. We didn't see any of Turtle Rock. We didn't see any myth/mirror-locked locations outside the Mire area and, like, Hookshot Cave. Like, there's just a ton of, like, there was no guarantee there was a sword in GT, which is a little scary.
Yeah, I was having a discussion because I was talking about going like full left at first, but then I'd kind of changed my mind last minute and went right side into left.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that kind of, if I went full left as I originally done, that could have potentially saved us a little bit of time there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, anything else any of you want to add before we close this out?
Spike rollers are mean.
Did you guys like that, like, one little spike just sitting there on the star tile in Tower of Hero, just bouncing across it?
Ding, 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 ding.
Pretty much. Let's see. You guys finish out the week. I'm just noticing that your race tomorrow at 3:00 is the last on the invitational schedule. When Fox Scruff, you have one more shot at staving off relegation. How you feeling?
We're feeling pretty confident on this one. I think we can get this win. Just got to make sure not to die to Viddy a couple of times.
Immediately go into Spike Cave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
First thing on my agenda once I get hammer and glove and enough health.
Oh yeah. Good luck to all of you in that race.
Thank you, and thank you for having us here.
Thank you much for the restream.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for us. Again, huge shout outs to our trackers, Kif and Yoinker's wife, for doing the hard work behind the scenes. Shout outs to our runners. If you're not already following them, we'll put the command in chat, and it's even correct. So go ahead and click on those links. And Tofile, it was a pleasure as always.
Oh, same. Always like calming with you. Thanks for the late minute sign up.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure. And yeah, we do have more races tonight. Just quick rundown, and then we'll send you all on your way. We do have two more races tonight. At 9:00, we have Amish Paradise versus your mom's favorite rando team. Another team, Amish Paradise, trying to stave off elimination. That'll be Dapper Warman and Zero Nix versus Shireen and Gamachu. And then over on SpeedGaming, the main channel, we have Tal Rumies versus Fendrana Drifters, Jamie Shear and Plasma Kappa versus Jet and Megawatt. So we'll see you all at those races, and have a great rest of your day.